my loves, thank you so much for tuning in to Celebrity Click. And if you are new here, please remember to like this video, to share this video, to leave a comment, and of course to subscribe to this channel. My name is Betty and please feel very much welcomed. So my loves, apparently I have been receiving a lot of shockers. I have been getting shocked so much lately. And my loves, in this clip, Charles' racism is shining way brighter than ever. Yes, Charles is known for skipping black people in queues, but this actually came as a shock for me because this is only a kid. These are only kids, and yet Charles is skipping them, showing how racist he is. And I don't know why these black people keep going on to these events where Charles is, because we all already know what kind of a man he is. We already know that Charles is no fan of black people, and we know that Charles is a big racist. And yet, why do you keep showing up on these places? Because if it were me, I wouldn't even dare show up, because I know very well, and I know everyone everywhere knows what kind of a person Charles is. Everyone knows that the royal family hates black people. The royal family hates people of color. The royal family is known for being racist, and they are known for their racism, and it is despicable. So I don't know why these people keep turning up here, but you can't blame them. These are only kids. But Charles doesn't care whether you are a kid, whether you are a grown-up. For him, if you are a black person, you don't deserve to be greeted. For him, if you are a black person, he will just pass you like you are nothing. He will skip you like you are nothing. You don't mean anything, because for him, black people don't mean anything to him. To him, black people are not people, and this just proves and explains a lot about what happened with Meghan. So even before Meghan went into this family, these people were already racist, and this is the reason why they treated Meghan the way they treated her, because they couldn't believe that a black woman, a woman of color, had been married to the royal family, because they were like, we hate black people so much, so why is there a black royal in our family? And that's why they treated Meghan the way they did. It's just so it just feels so bad, and so it's so heartbreaking how Charles treats these people. It's so heartbreaking how the royal family is full of racism. How actually it's the whole Britain. It's the whole Britain. The British people are all, most of all, are racist, and that's why you saw the UK media attacking Meghan, using the racism as their power weapon. And this clip, I just saw this clip and I was like, what are you doing? This is only a mere child. This is just a kid. Even if you don't like black people, why would you skip a kid? This is a person, maybe this kid even doesn't, maybe this kid even doesn't know what's going on. Maybe this kid doesn't know anything about racism, and yet he's here giving his hand, waiting for his hand to be shaken. But guess what? His hand gets skipped. And Charles is such a bad person. And not to forget, this is a person who is the head of Church of England. So what does this person preach? What does this person do in a church? And what is he showing to other people? As a head of the church, I expect that you should be treating other people right. I expect that you shouldn't be, yes, maybe you are a racist, yes, but you shouldn't be showing it publicly. Don't make it so obvious. Yes, we already know Charles is a racist, but why? And we know this by the many clips where we see him skipping black people in queues, but this is just a kid. Charles has no shame. Charles has no shame, and that's why he is keeping this child like he is a nobody. But what's hurting me and what is actually touching me and what made me actually do this video is because I'm like, this is only a kid, this is only a child. Maybe he doesn't even know anything about racism. Maybe he even went home crying, saying that the king greeted all the other people but left me. Why? What did I do? Why? Because I'm like, this is just a kid. This is just a kid. Even if you don't have a heart, even if you hate black people, can't you make an exception for a child? Because this is only a child, and I have repeated this many times. This is only a child, because that's what actually drove me to doing this video. It's not because that Charles racism is shining way brighter than ever. It's not that Charles is still practicing his art of racism and skipping black people in queues. It's just because this is a child. And if I'm wondering, if you are doing this to a child, now can you imagine what happened with Meghan when she was in that family? Maybe even Meghan went through way too much than we already know. Maybe Meghan suffered a lot than she says, because Meghan is a person who has a good heart, and maybe there are some things that Meghan didn't say, because this man is an evil man. Imagine a man who can skip a child just because of his color. Just imagine what Meghan went through in that house. It was hell for her. It really was hell for her. And Meghan has actually proved to be a very strong woman, because she stayed in that place. The royal family bullying her because of her race, and also the UK media bullying her because of her race. Everyone was bullying her because of her race, and I'm sure it was too much for her. I'm sure it was too much for her, and I'm so sure that's why even the suicidal thoughts were going on in her mind. But I just feel hurt. I just feel sorry for this kid, because this is just a child waiting to be greeted, but he gets skipped, and I'm sure he's asking himself, what have I done wrong? But if I were this kid, I wouldn't even appear in this event. I wouldn't. But kids don't know. Kids are just so innocent. He's just so innocent. His heart was like waiting to be greeted, but then his heart gets skipped. He gets skipped. I just feel sorry for this child. I feel sorry for him. So my loves, let me read you what other people commented on X and what other people felt about Charles' behavior, Charles' bad behavior. As I said before, I wish there comes a day when no black people show up to be ignored. Let the tap dancers support them. I really wish, I really hope that there comes a day when black people can go everywhere freely without being ignored, without being judged because of their color, and just be appreciated for who they are and for them to be loved everywhere. Another person said, yet they never seem to learn. I have seen this happening over and over. Have to wonder why they keep offering themselves up to be snubbed like this. Okay, this is a kid. This is a kid. This is a kid, and kids are just so innocent. Maybe this kid even doesn't know anything about racism. Maybe he even went home crying, saying that the king snubbed him, the king ignored him. And this child was even in the front line. He was in the front line, and yet he was ignored. And he had his hands ready for him to be greeted, and yet he got snubbed. Another person said, he is terrible. Yeah. If there is something that we are all aware of, and we have been aware of, is that Charles is a terrible king. He is a very, very terrible king. Always acts as though he's looking elsewhere as he passes them, knowing he saw them early on before he got to that spot. He is a racist asshole. That's just so true. British see this but won't say anything about it. There is nothing to see here, even when the world can see the same pattern of behavior on a walkabout. I blame parents that allow their children to be there in the first place. Yeah, I also blame their parents, because why would you allow your kid to go to such a place and you already know what kind of a man Charles is? You already know what kind of people are in the royal family. You already know that the royal family is no fan of black people, yet you keep on allowing your kids. But kids can be so cheeky. Kids are sneaky. Yeah, maybe their parents even didn't know that their kids are attended these places. Maybe they didn't even know that their children went on these places. So at some point, I don't know. I don't know. And another person said, I can't even watch it. It's heartbreaking enough when I have seen it happen to adults. Just can't bear seeing it happen to children. Yeah, can you imagine? This is just so heartbreaking. How would you skip kids? Even if you hate black people, can't you make an exception for kids? Don't you have a heart? Don't you have a heart and make an exception for kids? So that's it, my loves. Let me know what you think about Charles' bad behavior in the comment section, and let me know what do you think about what Charles did to these kids in the comment section. And I love you so much. See you next time. Bye.